Good afternoon. Welcome to Washington State, the home of Jimi Hendrix, Brandi Carlile, Macklemore, and now the guy who just won the #1 singing contest in America. We're very proud of our state. We're also the most humble state in the United States as well. I want to welcome you here. I want to know who I'm speaking to before I make a few comments on circularity today. First off, if you're a runner, could you raise your hand? If you like to run, if you're like a jogger, raise your hand. Okay, that's good. Now, if you like to ride bikes, raise your hand if you like to ride bikes. Okay, that's good to know. Now, the people who are runners, I want you to look around at the people who are bike riders because they have discovered a new invention called the wheel. It's circularity at its best. It's 10,000 times more efficient than the pounding on pavement. If you believe in circularity, try a bicycle, folks. I'm just suggesting that to you. I want to tell you why I'm so excited to be here with you today, and I really am. It's because I'm with some of the most important people on the planet today, and here's why I say that. We all have challenges today. We know the challenges we have getting laws through Congress, through our state legislators, recalcitrant governors sometimes. But I believe this is the best time to be alive in human history. And maybe this is the best day of Washington history to be in this beautiful environment we've got here today. And here's the reason I say that. There is no other time in the history of mankind and womankind where what we do is so consequential. This is not some little trade organization group having a meeting to see how we can sell a few more widgets. This is a meeting to determine how we can save humans and civilization for the next several centuries. There is no more consequential time in our history on earth than the kind of work that we're doing together. So I feel a kinship with everybody in this room. We're doing work that surpasses anything else any other generation has faced because this is a decision whether humans are going to work together to continue civilization as we know it. I think it's a good time to be together in Seattle to talk about a circular economy. Now, as I address this, I want to suggest the word economy is too small for what we're doing. I majored in economics. I respect economics. It has to do with things that cross on a graph. I figured that much. But it's too small of a description of what we're doing here today because we're trying to build a system that won't destroy the earth as we know it. Economics is too small of a box to put this in. This is everything. This is whether we're going to have glaciers on Mount Rainier, whether we're going to have salmon in our rivers, whether my kid, I got to see my 6-month-old newest grandkid the other day, and last week he was having to breathe smoke from the Canadian fires. This is circular everything, not just the circular economy, if you will. And we need to think of the economy as a tool to preserve the health of our state more than an end itself. Now, I'm glad you're in Washington State, because we're proud of some of the work we've been doing here. We get this. We understand we have to make a more circular system. We have one of the highest recycling rates in the nation. We're proud of that. We're proud that when China put a fly in the ointment on recycling, we developed the Washington Recycling Development Center. We're proud that we have the next cycle Washington Business Accelerator to help the development of these industries. We're proud we're going to have the first sustainable food center begins next year to address food wastage, which we know is such a problem in our nation, in our state. So we're proud of some of the work we've done, but we're not done. We have started 5 extender producer responsibility laws on electronic waste, on pharmaceuticals, on paint and batteries, on e-cycle, and we've collected over 450 million pounds of old TVs and computer parts since 2009. Our paint care program has collected 1.5 million gallons of leftover paint, most of which has previously been in my basement at one time or another, I'm pretty sure. And our battery stewardship program kicks off in 2007. We have several laws in our books banning single-use plastics. So we are taking significant work, making significant efforts toward our mutual goal here in Washington State. But we're not done yet. We have yet to pass the granddaddy, if you have, a grandmother of an extended producer responsibility law. I'm fighting to get that in the next session of the legislature. Give a round of applause if you want legislators to pass our bill for the RAP Act. We got some great leaders who've worked on this, Representative Berry and others who've worked so hard. I hope to make that a reality in the next session of this legislature. We made good progress in the House, but as a former member of the state and U.S. House of Representatives, we know the Senate just takes a little longer time to understand it. So we're hopeful that we're going to get this done. I want to thank the Pacific Coast Collaborative that's been working on this. I'm so proud of the West Coast on this. And the work we've done in our 3 states and British Columbia, we look forward to you continue our mutual efforts. I want to extend our discussion to something, though. I think when we think of the circular economy, the immediate thing that jumps to mind is, plastic bags and old paint and food waste. I think we have to have an equal emphasis on a circular energy economy. We need to understand that when we think about the circle, it has to apply to joules and ergs of energy, not just molecules. And I say that because that's the ultimate way we're going to save ourselves from climate change. And that's why we need to adopt in every state in the union what we have here in the state of Washington. One of the best, most economically and environmentally just cap and invest programs in the United States, a low carbon fuel standard, essential ban on new introduction of natural gas. There's a law in physics, when you're in a hole, stop digging. We should not be hooking more things up to dirty gas in this state and in this country. So I hope that in your discussions and your thought process, you'll base the idea of a circular economy. And we can do this in so many ways. I was in Finland the other day and saw capture of waste heat from wastewater, right? So when sewer water comes back, it has heat in it, right? It comes off our showers. We now have systems, including a company right here in Seattle, that can capture that heat and heat, without mixing the water, of course, capture that heat so it goes back to our showers again, so you don't waste that. Every time we have a net zero home, we have a heat exchanger where we don't waste heat venting air out of our homes, because we have to do that, of course. We exchange it for heat coming in. So we have energy as a circular part of our system, not just mass products, if you will. If we do both products and energy, our kids are going to have a chance. So again, I want to thank you for what you're doing. I want to tell you that you're some of the most important people in the world, because you are people in your professional lives who are helping my grandkids, who have been certified as the 6 cutest grandkids in the state of Washington. So thanks a lot. Keep up the great work. Let's go build a new economy. Take care.